Ladies, gentlemen, and genetic anomalies, what's happening? I hope you guys have had a fantastic day so far. And if not, hopefully this stream makes your day a little bit better. I, of course, am not a newbie, coming to you live from the East Coast of the beautiful United States of America. Some of you guys have been waiting way too long for me to go live. I am sorry that I was late to the stream. I was outside spending time with my wonderful family. Not my children, chat. Not my children. Bread gang. You guys are kind of crazy when it comes to all of that. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send this message out to the Discord so that they have the link. I am live. Bread boys, tap in if you dare. There we go. Alrighty, there we go. So now the link is inside of the Discord server. Oh, also, a couple things that I've changed in the stream. First of all, I don't have my regular earbuds in, if you guys didn't notice. I know I'm black and it's dark, so you probably can't tell, but I have replaced these with these wireless earbuds. Now, the reason why I did this is because I was sick and tired of this cable getting sort of like pulled all the way, and it just felt like it was weighing me down. So I wanted to do a little test pilot and see if these wireless earbuds would work well with the stream, and they seem to work well enough. The only thing is there's a little bit of latency. It's kind of annoying to deal with. We'll have to see how gaming works because I haven't gamed with these things yet. But it should just be fine. It should be just fine for things like my interviews, my React content, all that stuff. Actually, let me check my settings because I need to make sure that because official Mike, by the way, the Angry Canadian, is going to be on the stream. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's going to pick up the right things. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that when I hop onto the stream, it uses this for the output and this for the input. It looks like it is going to do that. Actually, I just realized I need to get a drink real quick. I'll be right back. I got to keep my throat lubricated. You know how I do. I will be right back. Give me a second. And in the meantime, enjoy Chassis by Qbox. Pretty cool producer. I like his stuff. Okay. All right, I am back. Hold on, wait a second. I've got all this stuff here. There we go. Okay. So, on today's stream, of course, it's gonna be a little bit of politics, a little bit of fun React stuff. I'm gonna kick things off with 2024 bingo. I'll be making my 2024 bingo card of the things that I think are more likely to happen this year. Then we'll be doing a little bit of React content, just a little bit. I might react to this interview that Tim Pool had on Fox News. Oh no. One of the batteries literally just died. The battery for one of the earbuds just died. So I'm stuck with a right earbud. What a shame. I might be able to bring it back after charging it for a bit. I have a super fast charger. So, but yeah, we do a little bit of React content. Of course, the 2025 bingo, and then the Angry Canadian will be on the stream probably at around 8 or 8:15, because he is the resident Canadian. He is the Canadian of the Discord server, and so I'll be able to talk to him about all the goings on there with, you know, Trudeau getting ousted and, you know, the future and what that's going to look like for Canada. So looking forward to having him on the stream. But hold on, let me go ahead and cut the music out because this music has been running on forever. All right, hold on, let me put this over here. All right, there we go. I'm gonna take a little sip of my cherry Pepsi. Oh my goodness. Yo, it's been way too long since I've had this, dude. This stuff is fire. Okay. The Canadian says, "Oh, trust me, I feel bad about my red nerve plant." You have to tell me what that red nerve plant is once you're on the stream. Hold on, jump to original message. I got some new messages in the Discord server. The Discord server is actually like kind of, it's not popping, but it's definitely more active than it used to be. Oh yeah, what's up with this? The Daniel Lord was asking to be put back into the Discord server. And if you guys aren't familiar, there was definitely some drama. I believe that Daniel Lord was sort of outed as being a racist or something. People were not happy with him. And I think I took a look at what had happened and I was not a fan too. And I banned him. Let me actually see if I can find a clip of that. Hold on. What's up with the focus? Focus, focus. There we go. Okay. It went out of focus again. Great. I love it. Okay, not a newbie, Daniel Lord. I had a whole stream exposing the racist behavior of Daniel Lord.
There's a bit of a controversy because there's a guy who was in my Discord, in the Discord community, in like the...
Because like, honestly, I forgot why we canceled Daniel Lord, to be honest.
The Bread Gang, who he's Daniel Lord. I don't know if he's still friends with them, but he hopped on the Discord at the same time as a bunch of people who hopped on, a bunch of people who are in the chat right now. ISM, that's a Icky Sticky Microorganism, Mr. Pizza, DJ LL, some other people. I know, what is it? Blue Penguin Studios is one of them too. So those, he like hopped on the Discord around the same time as them, and everything seemed fine. Like I didn't think that there was a problem at all, personally. But you know, a couple tough things came to light. So a couple of things.
Why am I laughing here?
Firstly, apparently Daniel Lord had used the N-word a lot in other Discords, which I thought was interesting. He hadn't used it in my Discord. But you know, people had said that it was like a big problem, and they sent some screenshots and stuff. So if you guys see this Discord, and I was getting messed.
Bro, what? Dude, I didn't know that I used to leak DMs, dude. That's a big policy for me now, is like to not leak DMs. Why did I do this? What? Dude, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did this. Hold on, wait. What was this saying? And this is from anyway. Hold on. It says, "Can you kick Daniel from Bread Gang? I don't think you know what kind of person he really is." This is like 3 years ago. "Well, maybe don't kick him, but there's some things about him I think you should know. He used racial slurs, not in a joking manner. DL. He was arguing with a black person's rape, used the N-word as an insult to get his way. It's worse it wasn't Lily's server because there's a few there. Lady IRL Rage quit when she was having an episode, and it was hard for her to talk her out of it because Danny told her to do it. So sure, some YTPs are funny, but Lily and I have put up with Danny's stuff for too long, just for Mr. Pizza's sake." Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, Mr. Pizza and Daniel, they have a thing. For the sake of people who might clip this out of context, no, that's just a joke. Mr. Pizza is not a literal Daniel Lord stan, but yes, they have been friends, and I think he was the only person in the friend group not to cancel him. Mr. Pizza has cut Danny off before for using the slurs in normal conversation, but he defends Danny now. Interesting.
It's just like this,
it's kind of
all
whack.
the time. And it was so weird because Daniel Lord seemed like a fine.
I mean, one thing too is that it's entirely possible that he's changed by now. So there is that.
Person to me, like I didn't have any trouble with him. But then like I got messages from DJ LL, I got messages from him, and basically they were all amounting to, please kick Daniel Lord from the Bread Gang. And
I think that should actually cover it. Oh, hold on. Yeah, there he is using the N-word.
Right now and do it again, which is true. Like, I'm not on like the crazy like what's it called, like cancel culture
insane.
And by the way, like
he's like a political. Oh, got to talk about. Oh yeah, so a little bit unrelated there. Is there anything of substance in here more?
Like you shouldn't do the stream about it. Like you're just stirring up drama, whatever. Like if you didn't want people to talk about this sort of thing, then like you shouldn't have done it. It's like a pretty major oopsie on that front. But at the same time, like everyone.
Yeah, I think I literally just looked at these screenshots. So I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to talk to some people. See if he's changed. If he's changed at all, I might bring him back to the server, to be honest. Because, like, honestly, at this point, I am a little bit more lenient with people. I think back then I was like, oh, use the N-word, I'll kick you off. Now it's just like, honestly, bro, if you're not... One thing, too, is, like, if you're young, you have an option, you have like, the ability to change, right? I think if you're like 25 and using racial slurs and then try to come back when you're like 27 or 28, I'll probably be like, nah, fam. It's entirely different. With this dude, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't necessarily want him back, but if he's truly sorry and apologetic, I don't see the harm in bringing him back. I think that he got banned before I made like an actual active log of formal reasons as to why I banned someone, because I looked them up and I couldn't find them. So kind of weird. We'll have to see what happens. If you are part of my Discord server or you're part of my community, let me know down below if I should unban Daniel Lord because he wants to be unbanned. So kind of interesting turn of events there. I actually did not have that on my 2025 bingo card, believe it or not. Speaking of which, all right, so we are here in 2025 at long last, and I made a 2024 bingo card last year for the previous year, and I figured I would go ahead and make a 2025 bingo card with guesses as to what's going to happen in this upcoming year. And I don't have anything pre-planned at all. I have no idea what I'm going to put down here, really. I'm just going to go at this, and whatever comes to mind, I'll just throw down. And then we'll see if it ends up happening. I think I had like a 55% hit rate for last year's bingo card, so we'll have to see what comes up, what I end up being right about this time around. I think with streaming services, I should probably put in that Fox announces a streaming service that features Fox Sports. I feel like Fox Sports feels like they've been left in the cold out of the live sports streaming race. So we got to put them back in there. What else should we put in here? I think something about Trump. But what thing about Trump do I think is going to happen within the next year? And I don't want to do like obvious things. I want to do things that are like a little bit more major, dramatic, like something like the economy collapsing, which I don't think the economy is going to collapse this next year. Maybe I should put that in here. The economy holds steady, because I think an economic collapse is probably more likely next year or the year after next rather than this year. I was actually thinking that some factors with the inflation and stuff were going to come together and cause some sort of economic issue this year or this past year, but it didn't really happen. So I I mean, it happened to an extent, but it wasn't as dramatic as I was thinking. Like I was expecting like stock market crashes and all this stuff, which did not take place. So economy holds steady. That's what I think is going to happen in 2025. This one, the NCAA changes, or is it the NCAA? I don't even know if the college football playoff was under the NCAA, but there are more changes to the college football playoff system. I should also add another one when it comes to college sports is EA Sports. Hold on. Either EA Sports or 2K start developing a college basketball game. Either EA Sports or 2K start developing a college basketball game. There are already rumors that they're starting to try to make decisions about whether or not they want to make a college basketball game. But I think like development, like coding, that stuff is probably going to start happening this year at some point. The Young Grenadian says, "Oh man, not those guys." Well, dude, like EA Sports college football is actually really good. What else? Do we think Mike Johnson's going to keep his seat? I say actually maybe not. How about this? I'll go out on a limb here and say Mike Johnson loses his Speaker of the House position. All right. Oh, you also had a suggestion. You said Trump stops funding to Ukraine. That's obvious. Everyone knows he's going to do that. So I wouldn't put that in 2025. Oh, I will say this. Israel Hamas war ends because I think Trump is actually not that happy with Netanyahu. Because Trump wanted Netanyahu to be honest, Trump did want Netanyahu to be a lot more aggressive, but he also wanted the war to end way quicker. Every time he speaks about the Israel-Hamas war, he seems impatient. He's like, "What are you guys doing? Why are you guys taking so long?" But he is actually a little bit couched in his language. So, for example, he said like Israel should hurry up and get their peace, by which the translation of that is, "Dude, hurry up." Quite literally, it's like, what are you waiting for? Just be Hamas and then leave, and then like be done with it. I think Trump is going to put more pressure on Netanyahu when he becomes president. I think there was also some frustration from him about Netanyahu lying to him about acquiescing to certain policy requests, because I think there've been some concerns about corruption in Israel. And as well as democracy, and Trump wanted to push Israel doing certain things. He was like, "You're only going to get this funding if you change a certain policy." And Bibi Netanyahu said, "Okay," and then Trump said, "Cool," and then gave him the money, and then he didn't make the change. So I think Trump is going to be a little bit upset about that. The Eager Canadian says TikTok is getting banned. No, well, I don't know about that because Trump opposes that actually. But I will say this. How about this? Lemon 8 does it end the year with more users than IG Reels. I just, in my opinion, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Because people underestimate like how difficult it is for a new app to go viral. There are good apps that people make that just don't take off and they die. Hold on, what's up? Is it just me, or is my Jesus Saves banner not? Okay, no, it shows it properly. Never mind. I was like, hold on, wait a second, but it's really small in the preview window there. But yeah, people underestimate how hard it is for an app to break through. So, Ingredient says, "I don't know. Supreme Court is saying it's allowed. Saying what's allowed? Banning TikTok doesn't mean that it's mandatory to ban TikTok. You know what I mean? There's a difference between the two. What other prediction do we have here? The Daily Wire makes a major change to the comments section. And I think this could either be firing Reagan Conrad or changing the set dramatically, because she's in the same, Reagan Conrad is in the same set as Brett Cooper. It's a little weird. I feel like it doesn't really fit Reagan. It's not terrible, but it's just a little bit strange. So it'd be interesting to see if the Daily Wire makes this major change to the comment section. What else should we do here? Any political predictions here? How about this? Republicans move to California. Because after all the fires with LA and stuff, people are going to want to be leaving California. And honestly, it's been migrations away from California that I think are going to make California better. Because when stuff goes really bad, so bad that a lot of those awful voters leave, right? And I'm not saying that those voters are awful. I'm saying they're bad at voting, right? Once they leave and move out of California, then I think you're going to see a gold rush of Republicans, for better or for worse, because some of these people are going to be motivated by power because they're going to want to take stuff over. I think they're going to move to California and then start to rebuild the state. So I do think that's definitely a possibility, if not a likelihood, that Republicans start moving to California and then start to rebuild it to make it a better place. Well, we know the Russia-Ukraine war is going to end, so there's that. In Canada says Gavin Newsom is forced to resign. I don't know about that. No, those Californians love mediocrity in their elected officials. They keep voting blue. So, so I don't think they're going to push out Gavin Newsom. And I don't even think that he's up for election anytime soon, is he? Besides, the Californians are more likely to blame the weather than Gavin Newsom for how things go. I just don't see him leaving and getting kicked out. I will say another major streaming service shuts down, because I think there are too many streaming services. They need to consolidate a little bit. But at the same time, I do think that we're going to see fewer streaming services shut down than we did last year. Last year we saw a bunch shut down, but I think you're not going to see as many shut down this year. Just because a lot of the ones that are out now, I feel like they're the ones that are stable and doesn't make sense to shut them down. Peacock, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, Tubi, all these streaming services, I don't see them getting shut down anytime soon. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Here's my big one. Thunderbolts is how about this? Is the best. Oh no. Is the most successful MCU movie of 2025. Boom. I think it's going to beat out Cap 4. Anything's going to beat out Cap 4. But I also think it's going to beat out, what's it called? Fantastic Four First Steps or whatever. It's going to beat that out. Thunderbolts is going to be great, in my opinion. Dude. Wait. I could actually be so wrong about that, and that clip would come back to haunt me. But I really do think that Thunderbolts is going to be great. Let's see. What else should we say? What else should we pick? I could say, like, I don't know, Bitcoin cracks 100K, but it's already done that. How about this? Bitcoin cracks 150K. I think that's reasonable. Probably in the fall or the winter, but I think it could certainly happen. Let's see, what else? You know, there have been calls for the government to defund the NPR from the right recently. I don't think that's going to happen. But that's not significant enough for me to put on my 2025 bingo card, though. Trying to think of something. Wait, chat. Don't tell me what to say, but pick a topic, and I can make a prediction about it. In Canadian says new pandemic happens. HPMW, no, not under Trump. They're not going to do that again under him. In Canadian says something crazy happens during Trump's inauguration. No, they're not. See, when I said that Trump dies, and I thought people were going to assassinate Trump, I thought it was going to be. Well, that was before I knew he picked J.D. Vance. But J.D. Vance is farther to the right than Trump. So, yeah. Oh, health. Oh. Easy clap. Easy clap. Health in the U.S. improves after RFK Jr. Joins Trump's cabinet. Easy. Now, I think that RFK Jr. is off his rocker on certain things, but he's also right on some other things. Like, for example, banning certain ingredients from foods and stuff. Like, I'm a rah freedom American man, but at the same time, like, I love Red 40 actually myself. It's just like nectar from a factory. I can't say nectar from the gods because it's not natural. Well, it's kind of natural, but it's also like chemically. It's weird, but it's nectar from a factory. It's fantastic. I love it. It just sets off the synapses in my brain every time that I have another sweet, crunchy bite of a flaming hot Dorito. But at the same time, I also acknowledge that it's probably frying my brain as well. There's probably something wrong with me that I like Red 40 that much. But yes, banning that and stuff like that is going to improve the health of the United States. I could also say that oil production increases under Trump. I feel like that's kind of obvious. You know what I'll say? Okay, I'll say this because this should be obvious to most people, but nobody talks about this except for Democrats, I feel like. And even then, just not a lot of Democrats. But I'll say this. The U.S. deficit continues to increase under Trump. Trump is a crazy, massive government spender. Like, it's so weird because he calls himself a federalist, and the way that he behaves and the way that he governs does come off like Trump is indeed a federalist. If you're not familiar with federalism, it basically means that you don't delegate too many duties to the state and to the federal government, and instead each individual state will enact their policies on different things. So, like, for example, the federal government doesn't dictate things on housing, on zoning, on state tax policies, on how the schools are run. All those itty bitty things are determined by the individual states. That's a federalist position. Trump claims to be a federalist. We actually did kind of see that when it comes to different things. Like, for example, with COVID. With COVID, he didn't do any federal mandates, I don't think. But the problem was, of course, that the federal health organizations or whatever, they did their own announcements and recommendations, and everyone just fell in line with those. So it was like a de facto, there were like de facto bans or whatever policies across the whole country or majority of the country. But not every state had to follow those rules, right? I think Florida didn't do all the masking and stuff the whole time the way that a lot of other states did. So I think that despite all of that, Trump loves to spend exponentially. He was increasing the national debt even before COVID. I've talked about this before. I don't need to go on and on about this, but this should be obvious if you look at Trump's track record. It's crazy to me that people don't talk about this. It's crazy that he is still willing with a straight face to tell people that he actually cares about decreasing the national debt. But Yeah, I guess he does. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Actually, no. Actually, a thought came to me actually about Bitcoin because Trump actually wants to have a Bitcoin reserve. I was gonna change something about my Bitcoin prediction, but you know what? Bitcoin cracks 115K is pretty fair and reasonable. So I think I'll just keep it at that. The Younger Canadian says topic is weather. Topic is weather. Okay, how about this? Hold on. The 2025 winter and summer won't be the coldest or hottest on record. Yeah, I'll do that one. Elon Musk. Hold on, I'll do this. Trump and Elon Musk actually no. Trump and Elon Musk are too similar ideologically for them to have a fallout. But I don't know. Elon Musk, I think, is too ideologically deep. Well, Elon Musk is more ideologically deep than Trump is, I think. Trump has an adequate level of knowledge and understanding about certain topics and policies, but I think Elon Musk is the type of person who, like, he doesn't know as much about as many political things as Trump does, but the things that Elon Musk does know about, he's extremely knowledgeable about. I get the impression. So I think that because of that depth gap, right? Like if Trump knew as much about politics as Elon Musk did, I think at some point they'd probably butt heads. But I think because Trump isn't as knowledgeable, they're not going to butt heads, really. So there is that. There's, the whole thing about the Facebook no longer censoring like anti-current thing rhetoric around LGBT issues. What prediction can we make here on that? Actually, I don't think that we can make another prediction. I don't think anything really is going to change that much because Facebook's already made the changes that they want to do. The only other people to talk, and Elon Musk runs X. The only other people to talk to would be TikTok and YouTube. YouTube already is actually pretty lenient. That's why I stream here. I have a Kick account just in case, but I think for the most part, YouTube is a pretty safe place to espouse most normal beliefs at this point. When there are certain political shifts and wins, then things get a little testy. But generally speaking, YouTube is a good place to be able to speak your mind, in my opinion. At least that's been my experience so far. And again, I'm not an edgelord. I'm not racist. So there is that. Right? Not that means that YouTube is perfect, because I actually do think that people with more extreme views should actually be allowed to share them on YouTube as well. But that doesn't mean that I end up bucking against that line, mind you, because I just don't have those views. I just like advocating for the rights of other individuals. So, but yeah, I don't see Trump going to YouTube asking for less censorship, because he's not going to be affected by YouTube censorship, I don't think, because he's not that extreme. Yeah, I just don't see it. Wait. Maybe we could make a prediction about Twitch though. How about this? This is a long shot. Because apparently there are people inside of this organization who freaking love Hasanabi. But I will say Twitch bans Hasanabi. Now, it could be a temporary ban. It could be a permanent ban. But like Hassan, his rhetoric has been so extreme. He's been under spotlight so much. He's been accused of anti-Semitism that I think after a while the calls to get him banned are just going to be too loud. But also because of all the people on the inside, it just might not happen. There are people out there who love Hasanabi, even after all the accusations of anti-Semitism, him getting things wrong, him supporting terrorist organizations and supporting terrorism, literally. I think for most, in the majority of circumstances, it would be that if someone like him hadn't gotten banned by now, then he's never going to get banned. But the one thing that makes me think that he's gonna get banned at some point, it might not be next year, but is that he is just so extreme in his rhetoric that it's fodder for people to come out and hate him. And after a while, if Twitch doesn't ban Hasanabi, people are going to start looking at Twitch and being like, okay, are you anti-Semitic? Do you hate Israel? Do you support terrorism against certain groups, of course? And going down that whole line of reasoning. And it's all in one direction, right? Where are all the right-wing Twitch streamers? They don't exist. They don't exist. They're farther left than I think Twitter was before it got turned into X. So, yeah, I do think that is a possibility. Maybe not likely, but it is a possibility. How about this? TT Games severs partnership with Lego because, bro, TT Games hasn't made a game with Lego in a minute. When was the last time there was a Lego TTT game? List of Lego TT games. There's got to be one on Wikipedia. Okay, hold on. List of Lego games. This is from Wikipedia. TT Games. Okay, hold on. Warner Brother Games. Okay, is the name of the actual company. Warner Bros. Oh, they actually don't have a list. But hold on. So the last few games that came out in it's these types of games that usually are TT games. So there's this. Lego. I've never heard of that game before. Lego Fortnite. I've heard of that one. Okay. Is this a Telltale game? No, this is by Sony. Is this a Telltale game? No, this is by Fingersoft. This is by Epic Games. Okay, here we go. Traveler's Tales. 2022. This came out in 2022. Why do I feel like this game is older? Interesting. So it actually hasn't been that long since TT Games made a game. But this, I think, is mostly like, isn't this mostly a port from the previous games? Like, it has stuff from old games, and then they've included, oh yeah, the complete saga. Yeah, so it has stuff from this game, but it also has like 3 more levels or something, like levels that include the last trilogy. So it doesn't feel like a new game, if you know what I mean. Lego Castaways is Gameloft. I've never heard of this. What is this? I don't know. There's Lego Star Wars Battles. Oh, it's another TT game. Came out in 2020. But yeah, I will say they're probably going to sever their relationship, because when was the last time that they collaborated? They have not made anything together in a long time. The Aaron Canadian says the gangs in the UK. Oh, yeah. I'll say this too. No one stops the gang activity in the UK. Actually, it'd be pretty funny if so there are gangs in the UK, but they're gangs of people who were like born in the UK who are like, they're like black or whatever. It'd be interesting to see if they go after the people in the Arab population because they get sick and tired of what they're doing. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's at a point where literally everyone is upset at the gang activity and the criminal activity in the UK, except for bleeding heart liberals in the United States and the people who actually it's their job to take care of the problem in the UK. Those are the only two types of people who seem upset about who are not upset about the criminal activity situation in the UK right now. So it's wild. I need to react to some videos of that at some point. Let's see. We have to make, I think, 3 more predictions, I think. Let's see. What else should we do? Americans could stop those gangs. It's called pew pew. Yes. But the Brits can't because they don't have any guns or anything, so I mean, you could arrest folks, right? I mean, it's not like these gangs have guns either because it's the UK. So, excuse me, very, very difficult to get guns at this point if you're in the UK. Man, what other prediction could I make? Wait, are XQC and Adept still in legal entanglements? XQC Adept court case. I thought for sure the Adept sued. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, XQC's, if you're not familiar with this story, or with the update on this, XQC's girlfriend reportedly, Adept, reportedly files lawsuit against him again in California. So I'm gonna say that XQC wins against Adept the best again, because yeah. Also I'm gonna say OTK fires at least 2 top talent. I need to make a video about the OTK situation. I need to make a video about the OTK situation because I have a take that about OTK in their future that makes everyone upset. And I don't know why it makes people so mad. I don't know why it makes people so mad. I'm going to save it for a different video because I want to make a whole video about this and break this down. I promise I'm not sexist, but I just can't see why OTK is not taking the strategy moving forward. I'm honestly very anticipatory when it comes to that future video, but I'm gonna have to cool it. I'm gonna have to chill for now, because I need to wrap up this 2025 bingo card video. What else should I do? What else should I do? And the Ingrenadius is Canadian election. Oh yes, I should write that. Pierre Pliev, or however you say his name. Ingrenadian will be on my stream later, so you can tell me how to say his name again. Wins the election in a landslide. I think that's no question. Easy prediction to make. Easy prediction to make. Kamala Harris does nothing. Now, to clarify what I mean by this, I think Kamala Harris is going to end up with no political position. She's not going to run for office anywhere. She's just going to fade away into obscurity like Homer Simpson into a green bush. I just don't see Kamala Harris doing anything. I think she's embarrassed herself. I don't think that she wants to do anything necessarily. I think that she got the chance to run for president and she thought that was kind of cool or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I think if there's anything she wanted to do politically, it was be president. She tried and failed at that. And I think very clearly the voters multiple times sent a message that they don't want her. And so I don't think that she is going to be the type of person to force that issue. I think that she's just going to chill, keep on making her chili and her chicken and all that stuff. But as she should, because apparently she's an amazing cook. Like, bro, if I could get dinner... If I could get dinner from one Democrat, bro, it would certainly be Kamala Harris, dude. I don't even drink, and I would drink her wine because she's just like so deep into cooking. She's so deep into cooking that I'm sure even the wine that she serves is delectable. So she's gonna go to cooking. Maybe she'll make a Food Network show in 2026. Who knows? But I just don't see her doing anything in politics. I don't see her doing anything politically relevant, at least in 2025. Let's see. We have 2 more slots left. 2 more slots left, chat. So if there's something you want me to predict that I haven't predicted yet, in regard to a specific topic, let me know so that I can hit it. But 2 more announcements or 2 more predictions. Trying to think. I almost said Trump gets unbanned from a platform, but I don't think there's a platform that he's banned from anymore, because I think they actually did go ahead and unban him from multiple platforms. I'll do this. Truth Social shuts down. That one is a little bit of a leap, I think. That one's a little bit of a leap. But I will say that, no one really uses True Social anymore, and Trump is back on X. So, like, I don't know why Trump would use True Social anymore. Ian Canadian says the European Union. No, I don't have any European Union predictions. It's just going to be the UK is just falling into a state of fascism, and that's just the way it's going to be. No change there. Tommy Robinson's still going to be locked up. They're going to keep him in solitary confinement for like 5 to 7 years, and oppress him while they let all the gangs go free in the UK. European Union, I don't know what they're going to do. Ban micro USB. Actually would be hilarious. That's banning micro USB is actually the type of thing that the EU would do. I'm not even joking. Argentina 2025. I'm not plugged in with Argentinian wait. I'm not plugged into Argentinian politics. I'm sorry. I'm not. Let's see. I will say that wait, Argentina is where that one dude is. Javier Milei is from, right? I actually do have a prediction there. He is. Hold on. Let me ask Google real quick. Hey Google, which country does Javier Milei rule over?
Javier Milei is the current president of Argentina.
Okay, Argentina. Yeah, actually. Okay, so I do have an Argentinian prediction then. Let's see. 25% of Argentina's debt is paid off. There we go. All right. We have our bingo card. I think this is fine. So just to rattle these off and let me know in the comments down below which you guys think, if you agree with these predictions or not. I'd love to know. We have Fox announces a streaming service that features Fox Sports. It could be Tubi has live sports for all we know. The economy holds steady. There are more changes to the college football playoff system. Either EA Sports or 2K start developing a college football game. Mike Johnson loses his Speaker of the House position. The Israel-Hamas war ends. Lemonade doesn't end the year with more users than IG Reel. The Daily Wire makes a major change to the comment section. Republicans move to California. Another major streaming service shuts down. Thunderbolts is the most successful MCU movie of 2025. Bitcoin cracks $115,000 in value. Health in the U.S. improves after RFK Jr. joins Trump's cabinet. The U.S. deficit continues to increase under Trump. The 2024 winter and summer won't be the coldest or hottest on record. Twitch bans Hasanabi. Might not happen. TT Games severs partnership with Lego. No one stops the gang activity in the UK. XQC wins against the Depth the Best again. OTK fires at least 2 top talent. Pierre Polyev wins the election in a landslide. Kamala Harris does nothing, of course. True Social shuts down. 25% of Argentina's debt is paid off. And that are all of my predictions. So hold on. I'm gonna hit generate here. There we go. All right. So we have our big, beautiful bingo card right here. I'm gonna send this into my Discord server. So you guys, if you've joined the Discord server, you can fact check me. Let me know where I'm right and wrong. Let's see here. The 2025 bingo card, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. All right. So those are all of my predictions. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about them. Let me know in the comments down below. Very, very curious. And if there are any predictions you think that I should have made that I missed, let me know. And then we'll be back in a year to see if you're right. I should actually do that. I should actually go back and look at the comments in those videos, or in that video once that goes live. But all right, so the Angry Canadian is going to be on the stream soon to talk about Canadian politics. Here, let me see if I can get him on. I'll be in the One Revolution bread line. Here, let me check this right here. Pretty sure you have the rights to join the bread line. Let me see here. I'll put this up in full screen. All right, the Angry Canadian, any moment now. Here, let me do this. Oh, hey, the Angry Canadian is here. What's up? Are you still angry?
Well, I just had a party celebration like the rest of Canada did when Trudeau announced his resignation.
Oh my goodness, dude. I bet you were celebrating like Muslims after 9/11.
I didn't think you'd go with the edgy joke. I was gonna keep the PG, protected through the prism of childlike innocence. But no, I was playing a song. You know what the song was? You know what the song was called?
Is it the Star Spangled Banner?
No, it's Ding Dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding Dong, the wicked witch is dead. From the Wizard of Oz.
Based. I don't know that song at all. I don't know any Wizard of Oz, but based.
Yeah. It was also the song that was used when Margaret Thatcher passed away in the UK. Speaking of that song
really
went up in Britain.
People did not like her?
At the end of her reign, yeah.
I guess they were glad that the war ended or whatever, but
yeah.
Thanks for nothing.
She died of,
we don't care about that.
Dementia-related reasons, I believe, is what she passed away from.
Oh wow! I should have put Joe Biden dying on my 2025 bingo card.
Yeah.
No, actually, I shouldn't have. I think that him losing the race gave him at least 3 more years of life.
Yeah. One thing I was looking at is the red nerve plant I was mentioning earlier.
Oh yeah, what's up with that?
That's Fittonia. That's a type of plant. I didn't water it. I didn't water it for a little bit, so it's just acting dramatic, and so I gave it water, and hopefully it perks up at some point.
Stop being dramatic, plant. Stop pretending you need water and stuff.
Well, they do need water. I'm also I could send you a picture, and it looks like I'm growing something inappropriate, but I'm really just growing peppers. Spicy peppers, yes, but they're just peppers. I'm
see.
There's no law that says I can't grow some peppers, even if they're spicy.
That's true, but weed is not that taboo. But anyways,
yeah,
we do know the reason why you're on the stream today. It's the wonderful, 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 amazing news of Justin Trudeau deciding to step down as, what is the position? Prime Minister of Canada, I believe.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, so
it's about time.
Yes, so a lot of people have been waiting for this day on bated breath. I think some people were a little bit surprised that he decided to do this, though, rather than just allowing himself to be embarrassed in an election, ironically out of his own pride.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some internal, I wonder if some internal nutcases were gonna go on his case about it and probably do a little bit more than just asking him nicely to be kicked out.
Well, one thing that's interesting is, from what I've heard, there were some people in the party who were basically or maybe this was him himself, but there was definitely a strategy of him deciding to resign now because members of his party, I think his party is Labor, right? Actually, all the lefty parties are called Labor.
No, ours is Liberal. It's called Liberal.
Liberal. Oh, it was close. It started with an L. So the Liberal Party, the Liberal Party, with him resigning, the Liberal Party basically picks a temporary successor, an interim ruler, if you will. And so, and some people are saying that because this replacement is not going to have the same bad PR that Trudeau has, that will make it harder for specifically Pierre Poilievre. Did I say it right? Did I get it?
Yeah, it's Pierre Poilievre.
Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Poilievre. Yeah.
Awesome.
So another thing too that happened is government's prorogued, but it is being challenged in court.
So does that mean that basically him resigning is getting contested and actually might be overturned?
No, not him resigning, but he's basically put government on hold But
I see.
because he's a minority government and all that stuff, there's been people trying to challenge it in federal court that are suggesting that maybe this is unconstitutional, so we're gonna try to sue that the halting of the government, because it's a minority government, he would have needed the consent of other parties.
Is that constitutionally how things are supposed to work? Are you supposed to get certain
that's
level
how
of
they're
consent?
supposed to work. Yeah. If you're a minority party.
Oh, I see.
Because he needs to. Also, the Canadian Revenue Agency is trying to enforce taxes that have not passed through Parliament as a result of the prorogue. So, which they legally cannot do. They legally can't.
Wait, so and this is an interesting question, and maybe it's very dumb and foolish and stupid because governments tend to do what they want to do. But generally, like, I know in the United States, there's like a Supreme Court who is generally very strict with their rulings when it comes to forcing the state or the federal government to adhere to the laws that are inside of the Constitution. Now, how was it that the state was able to do these things that bypass the Constitution when it comes to the prorogue and all of this stuff? Because wouldn't there be some sort of check and balance that would be like, hey, wait, you can't do this because it goes against the Constitution?
He talked to the Governor General, which is like the monarch's representative of Canada. And one of the things that also is happening is the Governor General needs to resign because you can't, it's not ethical, and it's debated on because he talked to the Governor General and the Governor General granted it, even though the Governor General didn't do her job properly.
So this would be the equivalent of like Trump wanting to shut down ABC News for lying about him, and so he hosts like a KFC and McDonald's dinner at the White House and invites all the Supreme Court justices there, and then the next day the Supreme Court announces that Trump is allowed to get rid of ABC, and so Trump arrests all the journalists. Like, is that essentially what happened here? Sort of, not on a scale, quite, right? But not
like basically he got someone check and balance to basically go on his side. I don't know exactly what he did, but another thing too.
Wait. So is it against Canadian law for Trudeau to speak to the Inspector General at all? Because they're all part of the government, so you would expect some level of communication. So where's the line when it comes to talking with someone and influencing their rulings that could negatively affect you or positively affect you?
It would have, usually in most cases, you would have to have gone and got like parliamentary approval, which in this case Trudeau has not gotten the parliamentary approval because the government hasn't been working because it was during the holidays.
And that would be a better check and balance because Parliament is, a group of representatives that, is a lot more of them. They're harder to control, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Another thing too is like I said, the CRA is also trying to impose one of the laws that got basically removed from the House because it didn't pass due to the prorogue, and they're just trying to enforce it anyway, and that's illegal. They can't do that because all tax bills have to be passed through Parliament in a bill.
Is there
and the fact they're trying to do that?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And the fact that they're trying to do that means is we should encourage people to challenge and file disputes against the CRA if they get impacted by these tax hikes, saying that unless this is passed in bill, you can't tax us at this rate, or we can like challenge you in court, because that's not that's unconstitutional. It is illegal for any tax revenue agencies to update taxes on their own terms. They have to get it through Parliament.
How likely do you think it is that ends up being stopped? Because, very clearly it sounds like from what you're saying, it's unconstitutional. But at the same time, the federal government holds those powers, right? Like, who is more powerful than them to keep them in check?
We do have a Supreme Court as well, but I haven't.
But didn't you just say that the Supreme Court, like, they're kind of in Trudeau's pocket as well?
Well, a lot of the members are, yes, but they also only handle like certain amount of cases per year, and it's also expensive to go to them. So most try to go through. Plus, you have to go through certain court levels. Like Supreme Court's like your last resort. You can't have something just go straight up to federal court, or like Supreme Court. You have to go through federal court first.
So, if I'm taking the right conclusions from what you're saying here, the road to getting that overturned would be so long that the official long-term replacement in this position, like the replacement for Trudeau, is going to be in place even before that challenge can even be brought to someone like the Supreme Court, right? Unless are there other lower rungs of power where a dispute like that can be brought up and this can be settled quicker? Because I think it's only a matter of months until the next election in Canada, right?
Yeah. I think, like basically I think that there's one time where like the trucker convoy went to the federal court about like the Emergencies Act, and they actually, the federal court ruled in favor of the truckers, saying that what Trudeau did was unconstitutional.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It happened, and so basically because the federal court found that as the case, I don't know what happened afterwards. Pretty much a slap on the wrist, I assume, but yeah, at least that happened, and it was deemed unconstitutional.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. So, kind of shifting gears here, because this sticky situation is only going to last for so long, because we're going to have a change of power pretty soon. When is the Canadian 2025 election?
The due date for it is in October, but there's rumors of it happening as early as March.
Oh,
because
wow! Sorry, I'm just surprised.
Because every other party wants Trudeau out now. Like, there's been like Blanchette from the Bloc Québécois, Pierre Poilievre from the Conservatives, and even Jagmeet Singh, assuming he holds up his word, all want to take out Trudeau. So that means it's only like they'll be outnumbered in the seats. Even some of the own Liberal Party members are quitting, so he has less and less vote power.
Now, I do actually have a question about this, because you mentioned multiple parties. You guys all in the audience know, and I think Inga Canadian as well also knows, that I've kind of been pulling for Pierre Poilievre. Poilievre seems to have some ties with Trump. Like they seem to have a good relationship, and for better or for worse, I think that having a relationship with Trump does signal that you are a conservative. I think it's a good thing. Maybe other people in the audience don't like that, but also I actually think that Poilievre is more reasonable than Trump. I was actually saying to my mom, I was like, bro, I would rather have Poilievre be president than Trump, because he just seems more level-headed. I think that ideologically he's less schizophrenic. And I think Trump is ideologically. I think Trump is ideologically schizophrenic.
Trump is an emotional loose cannon. Like he'll get stuff done, but he's like, and he's not an idiot, but he will. And I hope you don't censor the word idiot, but we're just saying
I'm not going to censor the word idiot. No.
But we're saying that Trump is an emotional loose cannon. Like he's prone to acting on impulse. If you get what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. But I did have a question, because my understanding of Canadian politics is a little bit less than surface level. So when it comes to the mainstream, and I'm not saying most people, right? Because everyone knows that the mainstream does not necessarily equal most people, right? We saw how the 2024 elections turned out. But when it comes to the mainstream, what most people are willing to say out loud, averaged out between what you hear from the mainstream media, how is Pierre Poilievre viewed? Is he viewed as being an extremist in the same way that Trump is by many people, or actually
not really? Not really, but
so he's not viewed as far right in Canada.
No, well, technically he would be considered by like the leftist media, but like again, they've used that term so much that literally it's lost its meaning. Like basically the term far right, if like someone who is deemed far right nowadays could be seen as absolutely normal like 10, 20 years ago.
Right.
They could have been seen as just like moderate or even progressive conservatives back 10, 20 years ago. So, and that's the thing. So I would use that term like in a loosely defined way, just simply because the left has used it so much that it's literally lost its value and meaning. Like I remember Pierre Poilievre, like, and he's gotten really like I like how he trolls the media too, because he's very calculated with it.
Yeah,
like
he's really cool.
One time when I showed you where he ate the apple.
I love that. Yeah, I showed that to one of my parents the other day.
Yeah, he was like, "Who's your source?" Like he's done that. He's like, "I'd like to see the source that accuses me of that stuff." Like he's not saying you're fake news. He's just like, "Well, where's your source? Like where are you getting this information from?" He's not like saying, "You're fake news. You're fake news." He's not doing that. He's like saying, he's more like saying, like, if you have the evidence, I'll agree. He's like, imagine if Ben Shapiro was a politician in a way, but Ben Shapiro had political background.
Well, I wouldn't even love that either, because that just basically. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that because people would accuse me of being anti-Semitic. But
imagine a politician.
He doesn't have America's best interests at heart. I don't think.
Yeah. Well,
he should be the prime minister of Israel. I would love to see him be the prime minister of Israel, but not the president of America.
Well, imagine like a political background, Pierre, but he has like the way he handles stuff with media is the same as Ben Shapiro, right? Like where he's like, well, where's your source, right? That's what Pierre's like.
He's an epic debate lord.
Yeah, especially with if he doesn't get his answer, he'll try speaking to you like you're like a kindergarten. He's done that with Trudeau, and Trudeau still dodges the question. He's like, "Yo, this is what happens." It's absolutely hilarious.
Yo, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, like and or like where Trudeau was trying to bring up, well, the conservative leader like Pierre was being purposefully misogynistic online, even though there's like no evidence portraying to that.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
That was like Trudeau in like Parliament and stuff. Because it was all like phony.
Yeah, that sounds like something Trudeau would do.
Yeah, but like again, like even like I was reacting to that Trudeau resignation thing, and I was laughing throughout half of it.
Well, you made a video?
Yeah, well, like it's a stream, and it was like the first part of the stream, and I was laughing.
For real?
I do curse in that too, so you'd have to censor that.
I'm not gonna react to it here, but I might react to it in another stream.
Yeah, but it was at the beginning. But basically, the TLDR was Trudeau was like saying, "I'm a fighter," and I'm like, "No, you're not. You cower away whenever things don't go your way." So and then he's like, "I'm a hard worker," and I'm like, "I've worked harder than you have in the last couple years. Don't you tell me how hard work is. I literally went to war with the Canadian job market, and I beat it."
Yo, oh no, wait. I'm having trouble finding your channel actually.
It's the Angry Canadian.
Oh, there it is. Hold on, I see it. There's another dude on YouTube called the Angry Canadian.
He's an imposter. He's the imposter.
How we know? He actually shows his face.
Well, the thing is I'm making a parody where I'm actually going to do a bit of a skit. Wait, dude, you actually stream
consistently. Dude, I need to watch your content.
Well, I do stream, but like...
Dude, you did a stream-a-thon? Bro, what? I need to watch this content. Okay, but anyways, yeah, I do see a 2-hour-long stream, dude, bro. I don't know if I'll react to that whole thing.
Well, the reason why I take the breaks in the stream is like school and work and all that.
Yeah.
But like what?
I mean, hey, I'm the streamer here, and I barely stream, so.
Yeah, and like I mean, I swear there too, but like like I don't go too far out of the way for that. Like I'll use the R word slur, but then again, I have like disabilities and stuff, so I can say it. It's
you have the pass.
Yeah, I have the pass. It's like. It's like the double standard, right? Where it's like if you're part of something, you can say the slur of that thing because it's seen as more socially acceptable.
Yes. I don't think you have to explain this to me, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I can't. Yeah. I'm also looking at your bingo card.
Oh yes. What are your thoughts on my bingo card?
A lot of the things I don't really know, like the OTK fires. I don't know who
OTK.
OTK
Oh yeah.
is.
OTK is a streamer organization. It's got Asmongold in it. It has Tectone in it.
Yeah.
Tectone got fired. Emiru
Yeah.
is in it. Who else? Mizkiff. I think he owns it. He somehow is still the owner of OTK. I don't understand. Other people are in there too. I don't know. Kitty Cinderella isn't in there, but she hangs out with all the OTK people. There are other folks. I think Extra Emily's in OTK. W decision from OTK. Like the only W decision they've made in the past like year.
Yeah. I do agree with Pierre Poilievre winning the election in a landslide. Like he's been projected to have like a supermajority. And I do not know who Hasanabi is. The US
Hassan Piker.
I don't know who that guy is.
Oh, you don't know who he is? Hold on. Actually, let me show you. I should be able to share my screen.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do this.
Yeah.
If I can do.
I do agree the economy does hold steady for the states.
Oh wait, let me look this up. Dan, are you familiar with Dan Crenshaw at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm so busy a lot of the times. I don't even like pay attention to like half this stuff.
Okay, hold on here. I'll share my screen. Wait. I'm going to show you this clip so that you just get a little taste of who this guy really is. Let me know if you can hear this. And then hold on, let me see. What is this? Okay, I think this is it.
Soft power is.
Can you hear? Can you hear what he said?
No.
Can you hear?
Soft power.
Can you hear now?
Go into here. Same as hard.
Oh, you have to hit start stream.
Oh, start stream
or watch stream or whatever.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. There we go.
Can you hear now?
Let's see. See now I should be. Yeah, let's see.
Soft power is the exact same as hard power.
Okay.
Soft power, embassies, diplomacy, exact same thing as military bases. I can't do this. I can't do this. Guy has the understanding of foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave fucking soldier, fucked his eye hole with their dick? Isn't that how he lost his fucking
Now we're gonna have to censor Hasanabi.
I know.
First time you have to censor something here, but it's not me.
I know, true. Wait, but there's more.
Is he looking at the guy's eye patch? I'm like, Patchy the Pirate, is that you? Hey, do you sound like Patchy the Pirate from SpongeBob?
But what he said was even worse than that. But dude, it actually gets worse. It gets worse. Watch this.
Isn't that how he lost his fucking dumbass eye? Because he got his fucking eye hole fucked? By a brave soldier? Didn't he learn that there's a difference between like military bases and diplomacy?
Well, then how
Wait,
would
there's
you
actually
explain
more.
to us, Hassan?
There's more. Wait, hold on. There's more. There's this.
Soft power is the exact.
Wait, hold on. Where's the longer clip?
In diplomacy?
Hold on. Wait a second. There's America 9/11 clip.
Oh my. Oh my.
I love your reaction.
Because like I wonder if YouTube is gonna like get mad at you for that.
You were just like, you was like, oh my.
Mission accomplished, chat. My goal was to make not a newbie laugh without cussing, and I did.
Oh my. Okay. Anyways, I think this is the clip. Actually, no.
Okay.
And so,
anyways, I don't have the original clip, but I think he basically says the same thing here.
I'm living up to what I said about conservatives and progressives. We're having a conversation. So you said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
That's dark comedy right there if I've ever seen it.
It's so stupid. It's such a stupid video, dude.
Honestly, though, like he should never have said that. But like that gives you like a taste or a glimpse of like who Hassan Piker is.
I think he's
so it's stuff like that.
This unstable individual.
Yeah, this is I wouldn't say unstable. I think he's stable. That's the problem.
He doesn't act like it though.
No, that's a stable thing. Like the way that he behaves. If you observed Hassan's content, I think it's stable, it's consistent, and that's the issue, because that stability, that consistency, all leaned in the direction of depravity. Okay, that's a little bit extreme, but I will say that like he's consistently an extreme progressive who supports terrorism as long as it is against either the rich or against the state of America. So if a Muslim was to blow up the Westboro Baptist Church, Hassan Piker would be celebrating. He doesn't care that people died, wherever people lost their lives. If the targets are people that he doesn't like, or if the perpetrators were Muslim, this dude is probably going to be celebrating.
So it sounds like he would be a good candidate for an extremist Islamic group. I said an extremist Islamic group. Like
I don't know. He's like the gateway drug to it. So like the Islamic groups are probably very happy that he exists. I mean, he did interview one of the terrorist Somali pirates, or no, Yemeni pirates who have been terrorizing shipments, shipping vessels, who've been trying to go through a certain strait and deliver like goods to, I think, to or from Israel. Like they've been like stealing packages and things and taking over ships, holding Chinese shipping sailors at gunpoint and stuff. It's bad stuff.
Well, that's easy to get rid of them. Is you just fire a torpedo at their ship and then bam.
True.
Sink them like you're playing a game of Battleship.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but all of that to say, I think that Hassan Piker, like, he has supported, he supported those Yemeni terrorists. He supported other terrorist groups. He's even supported Putin in his various annexation attempts, whether that be annexing Ukraine or whether that be annexing Crimea. He literally has supported both of those things. So stuff like that, I think over time starting to wear on people, and they're going to turn on him. And it's pressure like that. I think I explained it in my video, but pressure like that I think might lead to him getting
banned.
Yeah, banned from Twitch. But thanks for being on the stream. It's been great talking about politics with you.
And hey, you don't have to censor me for once. You have to censor Hasanabi. Because he was the one who was basically being me the last time. And now then here's me sounding actually civil. And then you hear Hasanabi is saying, he's talking about NSFW stuff.
Right. Yeah. Although I do want to say one thing. And that is, I know I made a video about you and your behavior in the previous interview that we conducted. Didn't necessarily mean to put you on blast. It was just a fleeting moment that I was like, hey, I'm short on content that I could put on IMDb Highlights channel at noon on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This should definitely work. I
was just saying, let's start drama with the angry Canadian. We're cussing on your
no drama. No drama. And I'm not entirely against... I'm not entirely against certain lines of edgy humor as well, but it's like once you start leaning into more like, I don't know, like explicit innuendos and various things, when there are probably better ways that you can put things, then I'm like
Hasanabi.
Exactly, right? When it's talking about like specifically the injury done to his eye and how that was done, those sort of euphemisms and metaphors, not the type of things that I want to be dabbling in on my stream specifically. If you want to, you could even maybe make a 9/11 joke. I think the blood is dried at this point. I think the bodies haven't gone cold, so I think we are now at a point where you can start making jokes about 9/11 if you want on my stream. But when it comes to the innuendos and that stuff, I think that sort of goes beyond the line of where I want to be when it comes to my content, because it's not that like I'm, what would be the best way to put this? I don't want to be so dramatically edgy that like people under the age of 16 can't watch my content. I want my content to be accessible. Now, it doesn't mean that like I'm going to neuter my message, right? If I have something to say, then I'm going to say it. And maybe this results in me maybe doing PR speak here and there. But at the same time, like there's got to be a balance, man. You don't need to be talking about the length of various appendages when you're just talking about politics, right? And policies. You know, when you're talking about power dynamics, there are different ways that you can, you know, articulate yourself. So that's all I was trying to say with my little segment.
I did a lot
there.
better this stream, didn't
You
I?
did. Yes, you did.
Like
right.
Yeah, and the best part is like I was saying the celebration, and we were singing "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead" from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, yeah, and you were funny, right? When you were like, when I was typing Hasanabi 911, you were like, oh no.
I was like,
you're a funny dude.
I heard you say Sasanabi 911. I was like, oh no.
You're a funny dude. And this should be a lesson. This should be a lesson to any viewers who feel like they need to be edgy in order to be funny, or they're funny, edgy people. You do not need to be edgy in order to be funny. If you're funny and edgy, you're probably funny, and you're just being edgy because you're insecure about your humor level, but you're actually pretty good.
Like one of my Doug DeMuro YTPs, I literally had a sentence mix where I made him say, "This is how my exams went," and then had a building being demolished. Like the whole building falls down. I'm like,
you could go that route as well.
Yeah,
you
I'm
could
like,
go that route as well.
Like, this is how my exams went. And then boom, and it was like a planned demolition build for the building too. It was a skyscraper being blown up.
Yeah,
but it was like
they don't have people inside of them. Yeah, it's not that dark.
But it's like a planned demolition, so it's like everything's good. Like it's not a tragedy. It's nothing. Like no one got hurt. If anything, they probably made sure the building was vacated well before then, and made sure they fenced it off.
True.
Yeah, they probably, and if anyone did come in, they were like, "Hey, get out! We're blowing up the building."
Exactly. Yeah.
And they probably,
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least,
Oh, I was gonna say, thanks for joining the stream. There's one other thing that I wanted to get to before I wrap things up, and I do have a hard stop at 9 today. So, but thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate you being in. You're gonna have to send me a message into the green screen channel on my Discord server. So that we can coordinate, because I do want to do, you know how I did like an election live stream for the American election?
Yeah.
I kind of want to do the same thing for the Canadian election as well, but have you in, and you actually would probably take the reins on informing us about what's going on through like live chats in the news, and as you have your ear to the ground, because you literally are in the country. So we'll have to do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
I'll have to find out when the election is. It could be as late as October, but it could also depend on what I'm doing that day too. Because I won't get it till like maybe halfway through, because they'll start doing their election around maybe 5. Although I've been technically getting back home from school at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because I only am there in the mornings, and I'm still full time because I have 2 lab works.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks for being on the stream. I do appreciate you being here. I'm gonna get to one more reaction before I wrap the stream up, but I hope to have you on the stream again. It's been great to have you on the stream so far. I'm really looking forward to see what type of content we can make together. So.
Yep, that's great here too. Yep.
All right, awesome.
All right.
That was the Angry Canadian, also known as Mike. He's in my Discord server if you'd like to chat with him. He's in my Discord server. But also he has his own YouTube channel. It's called The Angry Canadian. I think if you search like The Angry Canadian YTP, it'll show up. If you search The Angry Canadian with no spaces, it might show up as well. So yeah, he makes YTP. Some of them are a little bit edgy, right? So if you're not into like the edgier humor, it's YTP content. If you're familiar with YTP content, that style of humor is pervasive. So if you like it, great. If you don't like it, too bad. But it's there and it exists. So go check that out if that's something you're into. I'm noticing that one of my lights, I don't know what you would call this type of light. I forget the terminology, but one of my lights is off. I think it's throwing off the focus. So I'm going to go try and turn it on real quick, and I'll be right back for the final reaction or final segment of the stream. Give me 1 second here. Let me see. Oh, I see. There we go. It's working. Okay, there we go. Yes, I have a light over here that shines a blue light on this side of my face. I think it was making the camera. It was giving my camera trouble finding out where my face is, because I think it has an autofocus. Actually, even now the autofocus isn't working. I'll have to look more into it when I get a chance, but not right now. Also, let's see if the other earbud here is charged. Because I do want to see if it's charged enough for me to use it to react to this next video. Let's see, is it working? Is it working?
Tim Pool.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm going to react to one last video here on the stream. Tim Pool was very recently on Fox News. He was on Water's World on the Fox News channel. Not sure what it was that he had to talk about, but you guys know that I'm a Tim Pool fan, so let's react to this.
Tim Pool, host of Timcast. Are you buying the Zuckerberg transition?
I'm buying that he's a fair weather friend and that this is the path of least resistance. But hey, look, we're happy Trump won, so I'll take the power if he's shifting in this direction. But
for context, for those of you who are not familiar with what's going on here, Mark Zuckerberg recently has sort of enacted free speech policies on Facebook and across all the different Meta platforms. So like there was like very like anti like current thing rhetoric about like LGBT individuals, for example, that was getting banned from these platforms. That's now that after like Trump spoke with Mark Zuckerberg is now allowing this sort of content, and you know all these people in the progressive left are losing their minds, saying this is going to cause people to die or whatever. Actually, I don't know how many people are saying that, but they are losing their minds over this. And some people are like, oh, is Mark Zuckerberg a right winger now? I think what people forget is that Mark Zuckerberg has always spoken out in favor of free speech, and he's always been a fan of free speech. I think the reason why he hasn't enacted free speech policies on Facebook at this up until very recently is just because that's not what the elected officials wanted. I think that he actually said in this Joe Rogan Experience interview that I think the Obama administration, the Joe Biden administration would go up to him and ask him to censor certain content, and they would end up doing it. I think that there were threats that of litigation and stuff at one point that were followed through with, which is I think one reason why Facebook got litigated for, I think, like the Cambridge Analytica scandal, although I also think that was partially retribution for Trump getting elected. I think they wanted Facebook to stop Trump from getting elected. They didn't, so that was the punishment. That's my conspiracy theory. You know, might not be true, but that's just my own personal conspiracy theory. But all of that to say, I think that free speech is Mark Zuckerberg's true value, but he's only enacting that policy now because he feels like it's safe for him to do so. He feels like he's not going to get backlash from a Trump administration for allowing free speech on this platform. And I think that's a fair assessment. I think that that's true, and I think that's fair. I think that's accurate.
I'll take the power if he's shifting in this direction. But I think when you look at the Joe Rogan podcast, and he talks about, oh, they're yelling at us and they're forcing us to do these things. This only scratches the surface. Facebook built a portal for feds to log in to their company so they could flag misinformation. It has long been known, over a decade, that the federal government, the FBI, the CIA, I think the NSA, had backdoor access to Facebook as well as many other companies. So when Zuckerberg comes out and he's all, oh man, you know.
Right. I think it was not just Facebook, but X as well.
They
Twitter
they
as
were
well.
yelling at us and putting this pressure. We had no choice to do it. You're only saying that now because the news and the information got leaked over a long and hard-fought battle where activists...
But I think it's still true, though. It's still true that they were being pressured by the federal government to censor certain things, so it doesn't make it any less true or accurate.
Real journalists were exposing them for having done this. Now they're giving us the light vanilla version of they were just having us censor this COVID stuff. No. Let me ask you a question, Mark Zuckerberg. Eric Ciaramella, do you remember that name?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the guys involved in whistleblowing on Donald Trump for the false impeachment against him related to Ukraine. And there was a period where if you went on Facebook and typed that name in any context, they would delete it without notification, no warning, no rule violation. That is extreme censorship because covering up that name hid a news story of historical significance. We can talk about the laptop. That affected an election, massively important.
And then Joe ended up pardoning his son for the laptop that was real that you got censored for talking about.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yep. When Joe Biden says...
and their excuse was that, we need fact checkers to assert that this is true. This looks like Russian disinformation, so we're going to ban it preemptively until we can verify that it's not. But in reality, that was an excuse. They wanted to kill the momentum of the story. To sort of hurt Trump's chances at winning the election.
Could have won. How do you react to that?
What was the underwater?
Could have won. Real that you got censored for talking about.
Yep.
When Joe Biden says, I could have won, how do you react to that?
What was the underwater, 14 points in the internal
Oh, yes. This is about him saying that he could have won the 2024 election.
To that.
What was the underwater, 14 points in the internal polling?
They didn't show him that poll.
It's really remarkable and scary, though. If you're a Democrat, who do they have? They don't have anybody. They've been desperate to
They do with some people. I think Gavin Newsom could win an election. There are other folks, I think, that have the charisma. I think some people are saying there's this dude named Josh Shapiro or whatever who has the charisma. I think that, honestly... Jasmine Crockett AOC ticket would be kind of wacky and zany. That would be I think it would be a fantasy, a dream for content creators like myself and Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and Tim Pool and all those people. So much material there. But, there are actually legitimate people who, I think there were actually people who were whetting their appetites to run for president before Joe Biden announced that he was running again, that they decided to wait this out and then run for president in 2028. I think that Republicans shouldn't sleep on the Democrats. Now, I do think that they do have a problem because it shouldn't be that their successors are so underground that we don't really know who they are. It's insane that you have to be as politically... You have to be politically in touch with, different members of Congress and stuff in order to know who some of the successors are. I think that sort of shows that these people don't have name recognition, building up the brand. They're going to have to do that from scratch, which is not super easy to do. It's pretty rare, I think, for someone like that to win an election. I think Obama was an outlier, but Trump had name recognition. We knew who Trump was. We knew who Joe Biden was. We knew who, I think Bill Clinton had an established history in politics. George Bush had an established history in American politics. So it's very, very rare for someone to build up their image from scratch. At the same time, it doesn't mean it's impossible for an image to be built up from scratch. Obama was able to do it successfully. If you have someone who's very charismatic, with the same level of charisma that Gavin Newsom has, because he's incredible charisma, you could see a potential winner in the Democratic Party there, but still, there are many Republican heavyweights. Ron DeSantis could run again. Vivek Ramaswamy is probably going to run again. There are probably some other people who are very, very strong contenders for the presidency who are going to run again on the Republican side. The Republican field is just way stronger. So it'll be tough, not impossible, but tough for Democrats to win in 2028.
Who do they have? They don't have anybody. They've been desperate to ice out anybody who could compete with their established order.
And they don't have Newsom anymore. Is Newsom salvageable at this point?
When that video came out and
I think he could. I think he is salvageable, actually. A lot of people have short memory spans when it comes to political events. And I think one thing, too, is that, at the same time, if hear something again that they have heard already, they don't really care and they don't view it as a scandal anymore. Trump, like for example, the majority of people I think already made their minds up about Trump 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. So whenever there's new scandal about him that hits him on an existing presser point, for example, Trump is a fascist, they don't really care because they've heard that already, right? Even if they don't even remember why they're calling him a fascist, they already have dismissed that because they've already heard this. Same thing with Gavin Newsom and the fires. It's actually kind of good that people already know about this, because in 4 years ago, are people even going to remember what the cause of the fire was? Maybe he'll be able to spin some sort of story by that point, which says, hey, you know what? It was global warming. My hands were tied with certain regulatory regulations. And also just, I don't know, people were getting in my way. I couldn't do what I needed to do. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And someone with gasoline started the fire anyway, so I couldn't have stopped that. Various factors that were out of my control caused this fire, not me. And it could be plausible enough that many left-wing voters and moderate voters look at that and say, okay, I sort of get where you're coming from. Or they're like, well, we don't really care and there is an explanation for everything. So I don't think that it's entirely sunk his campaign prospects the way that a lot of people think.
Newsom was asked by Anderson Cooper, where's the water? And he said, they're figuring it out. That said right there. Newsom said, I am the governor, and I have no idea what's going on in my state.
That picture of him with his hands in his back pockets staring at the fire, he's toast.
The fire
Maybe.
stuff,
I don't know.
Hits me really personally. I have a lot of friends deeply affected by it. And
the problem is people vote based on vibes. So if the vibes are not about the fire in 2028, he is going to win. Well, not going to win, but he has a chance at winning. He's a chance at winning. This is the type of Democrat who I think could be the Republican. So we should not be so lackadaisical. We should not be so blasé. This dude could win an election.
I don't want to sound crass. I see these natural disasters happen in the country, the hurricanes, and I feel for these people. And this may sound a little selfish, but when I have family and friends that are living in those hills, and I don't know if they're alive or dead, it hits me twice as hard. And I know it shouldn't, but it is personal. So I get really offended by the callousness and the apathy coming from the government there.
Yeah, we need a federal takeover of California. They're just not equipped to handle this.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These are the awful Fox News takes. Okay. Lefties have their own reason for not liking Fox News. Mine is just for facetious, unserious arguments like this and it's statements like these, which is why I never wanted Jesse Waters to have a position like he has right now. And I was not happy that he got a show on the weekends, and even less happy that he has a show on weeknight television right now. He does not deserve to have a primetime spot. Okay, hold on. I'm going to say it back up again. Sorry, this dude just literally got me so tilted that I was tilted at 19 degrees. Okay, look, that is not a serious argument. That because of a fire, the federal government should take over California because they don't know what they're doing. What kind of policy position is this? That's not serious. Now, maybe he's not being serious and he's joking, but it's a bad joke. It doesn't work. It doesn't make it obvious that he's joking. Like, look,
really offended by the callousness
like he's joking
and the apathy coming from the government there.
Yeah, we need a federal takeover of California. They're just not equipped to handle this. And
he is not acting like he's joking. He's not acting like he's joking. So I don't really like that argument. I don't think that argument saves him here. But to say that the federal government needs to take over California because of a fire is absurd. You, as a voter in your state, vote for your own destiny as much as you can, possibly, right? So if your elected officials behave in a certain way, you and you voted that way, you voted for it. And these people overwhelmingly vote blue, okay? So I don't really want to hear it, okay? And they vote for the incumbent, they vote for Gavin Newsom. I do not want to hear it, okay? Now, of course, right, if you're in the fire, right, and you're negatively affected, of course, I feel for you, and it's not great that you were in the fire, and of course, you don't deserve to get your house burned down. But when it comes to the response, you voted for this level of response is what I'm trying to say. So, right, when the firefighters are running out of water, but Gavin Newsom, the person you voted for, cut funding for water to these firehouses, you voted for that policy. That's just a fact. When Gavin Newsom refuses to let in extra water from other areas into California to help with the drought and the dryness of certain regions of the state, when he refuses that and then those areas catch fire, that's the response that you voted for. Those are the policies and the governmental actions that you voted for. So it definitely sucks, and you don't deserve to have that happen to you, but you also voted for it. So there is that as well. But that doesn't mean that the state should come in and take over everything. That's ludicrous. That's absurd. It is appalling that he would say something like that and there'd be no backlash at all. It's wild, especially like the left. I understand if more fellow people on the right aren't willing to criticize it, but on the left, people should be like, huh? What? And then ripping the shreds for the statement. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. What else does he have to say here?
At the Olympics right around the corner, and you know I'm a big Olympics guy, Tim, so we can't have this happening on my watch.
I hear you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Click here to
Absurd take. I do not like Jesse Waters. He's like my least favorite person in Fox News. Any interesting comments? So this is what Tim was in at work today. Yeah, he made a video about it. Should I do more hate watching react segments with that dude? Because I so totally could, but not at this moment. So frustrating. But it was nice to hear Tim Pool speak on Fox News because I'm a Tim Pool fan. I think he's got some base takes. I don't think he's perfect, but he's good enough for me. I like Tim Cast IRL. Great show. But anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in. I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. If this was not enough content for you, go check out the 9B Highlights channel. I upload highlights and clips from my streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Yeah, and it's also a more consistent way to watch me than this channel because I'm more consistent because it's always every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon. Also, let me know what you guys think of the new changes to the setup. I have wireless earbuds in so that like I have full freedom of movement. I can literally do this without my hands getting caught into the cables. So liberating, so free. What else? Also I raised the height of my monitors, so that's cool as well. The angle is nice, but I think it's throwing off the focus from my webcam, so I gotta figure that out. But anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in. I will see you guys in another stream. Join my Discord server. You want to know when I'll be live next, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, y'all.